Welcome back to Roll Cougs Weekly. I'm Aiden Voorhees.
And I'm Kendall Janosko.
And here's everything you might have missed in the last week of Cougar athletics.
For the week of February 10th through February 16th, Brett Zaruba was picked as men's lacrosse PAC Defensive Player of the Week for his 15 saves.
For the week of February 3rd to February 9th, Lovinson Xavier was selected as the men's basketball PAC Player of the Week for the second consecutive time. He averaged 20.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2 assists per game for the week. Ashley Loudon was selected as PAC Player of the Week for women's basketball last week. In the 2 wins for Chatham, she averaged 20.5 points, 4 steals, 2 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game.
On Wednesday, February 12th, the men's lacrosse team had their season opener against Baldwin Wallace, losing the game 16-13. The Chatham leaders include Tanner Marsh for his 4 goals, Thomas Whitaker for his 3 goals, 1 assist, and 4 points, Ethan Rinker for his 3 goals, 1 assist, and 4 points, Cody Randall for his 5 ground balls, Jack Neal for his 5 ground balls, and Thomas Curtin for his 3 turnovers. Then on February 15th, the men's lax team played against Muskingum and won 13-3, with the Chatham leaders being Jacob Lubwe for his 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points, and 3 caused turnovers, Broden Zumbano for his 2 goals, Thomas Whitaker for his 2 goals, 1 assist, and 3 points, Ethan Rinker for his 2 goals, 1 assist, and 3 points, Tanner Marsh for his 2 assists, Thomas Curtin for 5 ground balls, and Ryan Buchanan for his 5 ground balls. Men's lax at the end of the week have an overall record of 1-1.
On Wednesday, February 12th, women's basketball defeated Bethany 84-51. Hannah Chenault led the Cougars with 21 points scored. Ashley Loudon put up 16 points. Alyssa Lockus pulled down 8 rebounds, had 4 assists, and blocked a shot. And Charjay Brock had 6 steals in the game. And on Saturday, February 15th, women's basketball put up 101 points in their win over Geneva with a 101-48 final score. Ashley Loudon was the Cougs' leader in points with 25, and she had 7 steals. Charjay Brock put up 17 points and dished out 4 assists. Hannah Chenault and Julia Calvin both had 6 rebounds in that one, and Leah Harkenrider scored her 1,000th career point. She put up 9 in the game. Women's basketball improves to 18-5 on the season. They're second in the pack with a 16-3 record. Last Wednesday, men's basketball defeated Bethany 82-74. That was their 12th win in a row, the longest win streak in program history. Simon Boyer had 23 points in that game. Dion Pinkett pulled down 6 rebounds and had 5 steals, and Blaine Gartley assisted on 6 Chatham baskets. Unfortunately, that win streak came to an end on Saturday with an 87-80 loss to the Geneva Golden Tornadoes. Simon Boyer had 24 points in that one. Dion Pinkett and Lovinson Xavier both had 6 rebounds. Blaine Gartley had 3 assists and 7 steals, and Xavier Green blocked 2 Geneva shots. Men's basketball is now 17-2 in PAC play. They're still first place in the conference. They're 20-4 on the season overall.
On Friday, February 14th, the men's ice hockey team played against Manhattanville and won 2-1. The Chatham goals came from Zach Connor for the 4th of his season, assisted by Carson Grainer, and Beck McLean for the 5th of his season, assisted by Brendan Pomerantz. Then on Saturday, February 15th, the men's ice hockey team played their second game against Manhattanville, dropping that one 8-3. The Chatham goals came from Nick Cyprian for the 12th of his season, assisted by Camden Smith and Nicholas Babby, Brock Forrest for his first career goal, assisted by Evan Mitchell, and Carson Grainer for the 2nd of his season, assisted by Zach Connor. Men's ice hockey UCHC record at the end of the week is 7-9-2 with an overall record of 8-13-2. They are 4th in the UCHC. On Friday, February 14th, the women's ice hockey team played their first game against Nazareth and lost 5-1, with the Chatham goal coming from Morgan Black for the 4th of her season unassisted. And on Saturday, February 15th, the women's ice hockey team played their second game against Nazareth, falling 6-0. The women's ice hockey UCHC record at the end of the week is 0-10-0 with an overall record of 2-18-2. They are also 4th in the UCHC.
Men's squash was defeated 6-3 by the Navy midshipmen on Saturday. Muhammad Hassan Raza swept his match for the Cougars 11-8, 15-13, and 11-4. Men's squash is now 3-5 on the season.
Men's and women's indoor track and field were at the Spire Collegiate Indoor Games on Saturday, January 15th in Geneva, Ohio. Ariel Bruner once again led the Cougars, this time coming in second in the long jump.
Coming up on Wednesday, February 19th, the men's volleyball team will begin conference play with a matchup against Hiram at the AFC at 7 p.m. Last season, Hiram defeated the Cougars 3-0, and they are 5-5 so far this season.
Coming up, men's and women's swim will be at the PAC Championships from Wednesday, February 19th to Friday, February 21st at Grove City, PA. Their first meet starts at 10 a.m. on February the 19th.
Women's basketball will host Westminster on Saturday at 12 p.m. Chatham defeated the Titans 103-51 on January 18th. Westminster is 4-4 so far in the pack this season. They're 4-19 overall. They're 9th place in the conference. Men's basketball will take on Westminster after that first women's game finishes on Saturday. Tip is scheduled for 2 p.m. Chatham defeated the Titans 76-72 at Westminster earlier this season. The Titans are 4-14 in the conference and 7-16 overall. They are 10th place, 9 spots behind Chatham.
Then on February 21st, men's and women's indoor track and field will be at the Raider Tune-Up at Alliance, Ohio.
Women's squash will take on St. Lawrence at 12 o'clock on Saturday in Amherst, Massachusetts. They last played St. Lawrence on January 27th of last year, winning the match 6-2. St. Lawrence is 5-4 so far this season. Men's squash will also take on St. Lawrence in Amherst at 12 o'clock on Saturday. They defeated St. Lawrence 6-3 on January 27th of last year, and St. Lawrence is 7-6 so far this season.
On Friday, February 21st, the women's ice hockey team will play their first game against Utica at 3 p.m. and then their second game against Utica on February 22nd at 2 p.m. The head-to-head history between the two teams is 0-33-1, and their last match on November 9th of 2024 ended in a 7-0 Chatham loss. Utica's UCHC record right now is 7-3-0 with an overall record of 16-7-0. They are second in the UCHC, 2 spots ahead of Chatham. Also on Friday, February 21st, the men's ice hockey team will play their first game against SUNY Brockport at 7 p.m. and then their second game against SUNY Brockport on Saturday, February 22nd at 3 p.m. The head-to-head history between the two teams is 2-3, and their last match on January 18th, 2025 ended in a 6-3 Chatham loss. SUNY Brockport's UCHC record right now is 3-15-0 with an overall record of 5-16-2. They are 6th in the UCHC.
Chatham baseball will begin the season at Capitol at 1-4 p.m. on Saturday. It's the first time they've ever played the Comets, who are 0-3 overall so far this season. La Roche will play at Chatham on Monday, February 24th, with a 6 p.m. start time. Cougar baseball is 2-0 all-time against the Red Hawks, defeating them 12-3 on April 25th of last year.
Then on Friday, February 22nd, men's lax will be at Oberlin at 1 p.m. Their head-to-head history between the two teams is 0-3, and their last match on February 17th of 2024 ended in a 12-5 Chatham loss. Oberlin's conference record in 2024 was 4-4 with an overall record of 10-6. Women's lax will also get things going on Saturday, February 22nd against Fredonia at 1 p.m. for their first matchup in history. Fredonia's conference record last year was 1-8 with an overall record of 5-11.
Men's volleyball will take on Teal at 1 p.m. on Saturday. They are 0-1 against Teal. They lost February 12, 2024, 3-0, and Teal is so far 7-6 overall and 1-0 in conference play. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Roll Cougs Weekly. I'm Aiden Voorhees.
And I'm Kendall Janosko.
And come back next week for more Cougar athletics.